Antonio starts right now.
Texas state troopers say they are experiencing one of the biggest migrant surges in years. We have the latest on the crisis at the border.
In the middle of the highway, a driver slams into a parked car. Just ahead on GMSA, the lengths authorities had to go to in order to rescue that driver.
Taking a look outside with live cam, 66 degrees. Man, it's windy out there. Sarah Spivey will let us know about our Sunday forecast in just a bit.
Good morning. 6 o'clock this Sunday, March 28th. Thank you so much for starting your morning with us. Yesterday, a little glimmer of sunshine throughout the day. Did you make it outside?
Yeah, I did a little bike ride. And then when I got home, I put all my plants inside.
Ooh.
Sarah warned me.
That's true. She warned
the wind was going to come in.
It's not the cold that we're dealing with this cold front. It's the wind that's really the big impactor in our weather today. We have had some areas of rainfall this morning as that front moved through, particularly on the southeastern side of town near Atkins in Bexar County. We saw some good rain. And as you can see, there's still some rain on the radar. Out to the west in Kinney County near Bracketville, some showers. These are starting to die down. There were a few flashes of lightning with these, but as you can see, they're falling apart as they're entering a more stable atmosphere that is unfavorable for rainfall. Meanwhile, down along the coastal plain, Hallettsville had some good rain. Cuero even had some small pea-sized hail, and Victoria is currently getting the rainfall as the front is moving through there. It is quiet rain-wise around Bexar County, but look at these wind gusts of 43 miles per hour out near Hondo, a wind gust of 36 recorded at the airport. Now, these winds are going to be with us for quite some time, but coming up in the forecast, I'll tell you when the wind gusts will finally die down and what our work week looks like in just a few minutes. Max and Sarah.
Thank you, Sarah. New this morning overnight, authorities on the city's far west side saving a driver who was pinned inside their vehicle after a crash. Police called out to Highway 151 and Westover Hills just before 12:30 this morning.
And police say 3 people were injured. Our Alicia Barrera is live this morning with this story. Good morning, Alicia.
Good morning. Well, it was a very serious accident, pretty scary for those involved too, but thankfully this morning the 3 people that were involved are okay. They're recovering now, but again, pretty scary morning for them. So this all unfolded around 12:30. It was on Highway 151 west over Hills that police were called because a driver had rear-ended a black truck parked on the shoulder of the highway. Inside that truck, we know 2 people were inside, a male and female. They did have to go to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. Police say at this hour, it's still unclear what led the pair to actually park the truck in that area. But in the case of the driver, things actually got complicated. The driver had been pinned inside their vehicle and authorities had to use the jaws of life to get them out. They were able to get that driver out, and as of now, charges are pending as investigators are still panning out some details. So stick with us here on GMSA. In the next half hour, we'll talk about what charges that driver could be facing. Max, Sarah, back to you.
Thank you, Alicia. Now we have the latest developments on a standoff that started yesterday afternoon on the city's north side. That standoff lasted around 7 hours. We are still waiting to get information from police on exactly how it ended, but here's what we know so far. It all started around 3 p.m. Police say a 17-year-old teen barricaded himself at a home in the 1300 block of O'Connor Cove after the suspect attacked his mother with a knife. Officers on scene told us the teen wanted money from his mother, and when she refused to give him some, he attacked her. The mother was cut in the shoulder. Police say she was able to escape safely with her other children. The 17-year-old, however, ran back inside the residence and barricaded himself from authorities. The standoff ended just before 11 p.m. SAPD says they will be giving an update about what happened later this morning.
Now to the story of the San Antonio man who died at Army Ranger School in Florida, and the Army says they are still investigating, trying to figure out what exactly happened. 28-year-old specialist James A. Requeñez was a student at the 6th Ranger Training Battalion. The Airborne and Ranger Training Brigade says that he died during the swamp phase of training on Thursday. As of this morning, still unclear how he died, and we are still waiting to learn the exact circumstances surrounding this incident.
Turning now to the coronavirus and the latest case numbers here in Bexar County. There are 153 new COVID-19 cases and no new deaths. Health officials say there are 187 people in our hospitals, with 75 in the ICU and 35 on ventilators.
Now to the growing humanitarian crisis at the U.S.-Mexico border. Families making a perilous journey, traveling with young children, but now more and more minors are making this trip alone.
ABC's Andrew Dimbert has a story.
Tragedy on the U.S.-Mexico border. A 9-year-old girl has died while trying to cross the Rio Grande. The Border Patrol says they found her mother, and 3-year-old brother unconscious on March 20th. Both the woman and boy survived. Over the last month, border officials say they've stopped an average of 5,000 people a day. Officials expecting that number to grow as we get closer to summer.
All the government officials tell us they are doing the best they can, but they're being overwhelmed by sheer numbers.
More than 18,000 unaccompanied minors now in U.S. custody. That number increasing by nearly 1,000 in one day. In El Paso Saturday, a group of lawmakers getting a first-hand look at a facility housing unaccompanied migrant children.
We have to make sure that the facilities that are done by the Health and Human Services are appropriate, that they have the medical care, the wraparound services that they need.
In San Diego, officials toured a new facility for migrant teenage girls.
We were asked by the U.S. federal government to provide a temporary home for young people who need a place to go that is safe and will keep them well cared for while we do the important work of reuniting them with families or sponsors.
This new temporary shelter will be able to house more than 1,400 girls. 500 were expected to arrive Saturday. 250 more are expected Monday. Andrew Dimbert, ABC News, New York.
In your morning headlines, hundreds of people gathering in downtown Atlanta to protest over Georgia's new voting bill. It's known as the Election Integrity Act of 2021, and it was passed on Thursday. This new law has changes which includes new voter ID requirements for absentee ballots and limits the use of ballot boxes. And it's important to mention the law also makes it a crime to give food or water to anyone waiting in line to vote. It empowers state officials to take over local election boards. The bill is part of an effort by the GOP-led legislatures across the country who say they are aiming for more honest and fair elections. It's important to mention, though, in the last election, the Georgia Secretary of State ardently defended the integrity of the election process. So many Democrats are left wondering why the need for this new law.
Maine GOP is rejecting censure of Senator Susan Collins after her vote to convict former President Donald Trump. The GOP did bring a motion of censure against the senator, but the vote failed on a final vote of 19 in favor to 41 against. Several Republicans were censured by their own state's parties for voting to impeach former President Donald Trump. Senator Collins has defended her vote, saying he interfered with the peaceful transfer of power.
And after 5 days, the cargo ship blocking passage in the Suez Canal is still stuck. Efforts to dislodge the ship has intensified over the past 24 hours as the backlog of ships continue to grow. Dredgers working to remove vast quantities of sand and mud from around the 224,000-ton vessel. More than 320 ships carrying billions of dollars worth of cargo. They are anchored at both ends of the waterway. Estimates from BBC show the blockage could be worth $400 million an hour.
Wow.
Yeah, a lot going on there. Time now is 6:08, 66 degrees out.
Go Spurs, go!
Big win at home last night. We're going to have highlights later in the show.
If you're trying a new sport, you can now try playing cricket.
Whoa!
At the new cricket field here in San Antonio. All you need to know about this new field.
Have you ever played cricket?
No.
Me neither. I'm about to be the LeBron James of cricket.
Okay.
Taking a look out there, 66 degrees. We saw an Alicia's live shot really bursts of wind. We're going to check in with Sarah Spivey in just a few moments.
Well, the city of San Antonio unveiled its first ever cricket field.
I'm excited. So there's a new field opened yesterday, 9700 block of Rochelle Road. Mayor Ron Nirenberg and a lot of other city leaders, they attended the field's inaugural game. In case you don't know, cricket is a bat and ball game. It's kind of like baseball, and it's really popular in England and in India.
We are happy on part of Cricket of San Antonio to give back to community, give back to our city. We want to expand this game of cricket to our local people here in San Antonio.
Singh says the city is considering a Cricket SA Day, a city holiday, which would be celebrated the last Saturday in March each year. And Sarah, it looks like they had some pretty nice weather yesterday.
So cricket matches, they can last for days.
Wait,
Days
what?
at a time. Yeah.
What?
It's a very long game.
Oh man, I always get notifications about like the Cricket World Championship.
Yeah, but they,
I want to play cricket.
They shortened the game quite a bit to popularize it overseas, and so it is a pretty interesting game. Very similar to baseball in some ways.
And if you're trying to play any sports outside today,
not a good day to go golfing. That's what I'm going to say, because it is very windy out there. And unfortunately, I know some of my coworkers here who want to go golfing today. Sorry, Robert. He's our director in the back. But here's our national weather pattern. A lot of storminess across the Appalachian Mountains there. Appalachian. I say it like that because that's how my dad says it. He's from Appalachia. All right. So there are quite a few storms along that front there. But across San Antonio, as that front moved through, we really were only able to see a few showers. Some thunder, especially on the southeast side of town. And we've really only got some lingering rain out there in places. So let's go ahead and take a look at the radar. Out to the west in areas in Kinney County, and also out toward La Pryor, you can see a flash of lightning there just to the west of La Pryor. A small shower right near the radar close to Brackettville early this morning, but these are kind of falling apart as they move on off to the east. Elsewhere along the coastal plain, this is where that front is right now. So you can see out toward Beeville, some good shower activity right now. Cuero got actually some small hail, about pea-sized hail. And I'll have a look at rainfall totals a little bit later on in the show. Hallettsville also saw a good amount of rain, but right now it's Victoria and Port Lavaca that's getting some decent showers and a few storms as well out there. Meanwhile, in San Antonio, we are getting some areas of sprinkles just to the south of downtown and inside Loop 410. These are really sprinkles because they're evaporating as they're heading through the atmosphere. It's very dry now behind that front, so I can't rule out a few more sprinkles this morning, but really we're done with some widespread rain, and the thing that's left is the wind. Winds are sustained from the north at 20 to 25 miles per hour, not only around San Antonio, but around the entire KSAT 12 viewing area. A wind sustained at 23 miles per hour in Hondo, 21 miles per hour in Rock Springs, and gusts are also impressive. Wind gusts of 36 miles per hour right now, just reported at the airport. A wind gust of 43 miles per hour in Hondo. Now, these winds are going to stick around for most of the day today. This is a look at your wind gust forecast for your Sunday. Even at noon, we could potentially have wind gusts of up to 40 miles per hour. Now, in the later afternoon and closer to sunset, we are going to see our wind speeds die down quite a bit. And so that's some good news. But we are going to be gusty all day long. And so, as I mentioned, not a great day for Sunday golf, unfortunately, unless you're a super pro golfer and can handle those wind speeds. And now we're bringing in some drier air from the north with dew points in the 30s. Look at Laredo, though, in Corpus Christi. Dew points there are still in the 70s, and that's where we were at just a little while ago. And so that drier air is going to make things pretty pleasant today. Temperatures not too much cooler. Behind the front, we're really only falling into the 60s, even into the 50s in parts of the hill country. And looking at the future cast today, all of that rain is going to stay along the coastal plain. Again, a few more sprinkles possible this morning, but that's about it for us. We'll be seeing skies clear and a high temperature likely in the low to mid 70s for all folks around the KSAT 12 viewing area. Upper 70s for Del Rio, though, and Carrizo Springs, as well as Eagle Pass. Love this view of San Fernando Cathedral. Windy, especially this morning, and gusty into the afternoon as well. 68 at noon, 74 for the high. And then reminder that after sunset, those winds will die down. It won't be as breezy. And we'll wake up tomorrow at 48 degrees. A beautiful Monday for us with a high temperature in the 70s. And then by Tuesday, we will have some patchy morning drizzle. It's going to be humid again on Tuesday, but another front will arrive Tuesday night to Wednesday morning. That'll cool things down quite a bit for us. By the weekend, we'll be looking at high temperatures in the upper 60s, low 70s. So pretty nice forecast in the next 7 days.
All right, Sarah Spivey, thank you so much. 617, 66 degrees out.
Well, animals at a zoo in Colombia enjoy some classical music while a pianist decided to share his musical talents. Still ahead.
And something less soothing but more enthusiastic. Go Spurs, go! The Silver and Black, big win last night here at home. We're going to have the highlights next. Good morning, welcome back, and go Spurs, go! The Spurs continue the homestand, and now they got the W, hosting the Bulls last night. Let's roll the highlights. First quarter, Derek White, sweet ball fake, drive to the paint, finger roll, 11-7 Spurs, timeout Bulls, part of an 8-0 run by San Antonio. On the other end, DeJounte Murray, the man, the myth, the legend, with the steal. Beautiful pass. There he is, 55 with a good layup. 15-9 Spurs up. Keldon Johnson, defensive board, and he goes coast to coast, lays it in with the left hand off the glass. Spurs go up 23-11, and they would lead 33-20 after 1 second quarter. Bulls missed the shot. Drew Eubanks saves the ball from going out of bounds to DeJounte, to Rudy, who finds Patty. Three-pointer is good. The Spurs rolling 38-22 late in the half. DeMar to Jacopoto for a layup, capping an 18-0 run by San Antonio. Huge lead, 58-27 in the silver and black. They would lead 65-39 at halftime. It wouldn't get any much better for the Bulls. Third quarter, a little bit of the same. DeMar DeRozan, big time slam. You can't stop him. They would be up by 30 points, 71-41. They let off the gas a little bit, allowing Chicago to get a little bit closer, but too soon, too late. The Spurs win big, 120-104, setting the big game precedent. And next up, Silver and Black hosting the Sacramento Kings tomorrow night, 7:30, AT&T Center. The first of 2 games in 3 nights, taking on the Kings. Also important to mention, LaMarcus Aldridge looks like he is joining the Brooklyn Nets.
Wow.
There you go. Super team. 622, 66 degrees out.
Well, some scary moments for a doggy who got trapped in a reclining couch. Oh my gosh.
Oh no.
That story's next.
Good morning, welcome back, and happy Sunday. So they say music soothes the soul. Well, it may soothe wild animals as well.
Of course it does. A musician in Colombia serenaded animals at Cali Zoo with some of the world's most famous classical compositions. Go ahead and just take a look. This was the first time pianist Mario Fernando Prado played for animals.
So according to the zoo, many of the animals, including primates, birds, lions, and zebras, big shout out to the zebras right there, seem to enjoy the sensory enrichment. Zoo officials said the music had a calming effect on them.
And a group of 5 firefighters helped save the day for a Canadian family and their cute dog, Bean.
Aww.
Earlier this week, a woman called the fire department in British Columbia saying her pooch got its head stuck in the reclining couch. Poor baby.
Bean's owner wrote about the experience on Facebook. She says the firefighters arrived within minutes of the call. She says they were extremely calm and assuring as they dismantled the couch to set Bean free.
Oh my gosh, poor Bean. The fire department says Bean is doing just fine after being rescued. Just lots of treats.
I'm glad.
Yeah.
Glad he's okay. Adorable, by the way. All right, 627, 66 degrees out.
The San Antonio Zoo just got a new addition to their family. This is cool. Still ahead, Erica Hernandez introduces us to Jetta the Tiger.
And despite record vaccines, there are still big concerns about a possible surge in COVID. The latest on why experts say the pandemic still poses a big risk. Good morning, welcome back, and happy Sunday. 6:30 this morning, Sunday, March 28th. Thank you so much for starting your day with us. Yesterday, windy. The sun peeked out a little bit. I didn't leave the apartment.
You need to get out more, Matt.
See, the sun came out and I opened the door to the balcony.
Opening the door to the balcony.
We're in the Sweet 16, Sarah. I don't have time for the sun.
Oh my gosh, well, I live outside. So I was outside, bike riding, gardening.
It was warm yesterday. We got up into the upper 80s for a high temperature in San Antonio, close to 100 degrees down near Laredo. But this morning, overnight, we had a front move through. That'll cool things down for us. But if you step outside, you instantly know how windy it is out there. Let's go ahead and take a look at the radar because there are still some returns out there to talk about. First, I want to go ahead and take a trip out to the west. You can see a couple of showers there near Brackettville, some heavier rain near Brackettville as well. One thunderstorm just to the west of La Pryor starting to make its way toward 83 there. Just your run-of-the-mill thunderstorm, a few flashes of lightning, no severe weather with that system either. And then down to the south and to the east along the coastal plain, we've got some good thunderstorms here. This is right along the leading edge of that cold front as it pushes out to the Gulf of Mexico. And finally, around San Antonio, we do have some sprinkles. Now, a lot of this looks heavier than it actually is because it's falling through the dry portion of the atmosphere and evaporating, but we do have some light rain showers out toward Converse and as well as on the Wilson and Guadalupe and Bexar County line there between New Berlin and Lavernia. Also one shower just in the southern part of downtown San Antonio, but again, a lot of that is evaporating, so it's probably translating more to sprinkles at the surface than a shower around San Antonio. And boy, is it windy. Winds sustained from the north at 20-25 miles per hour, but a wind gust of 35 miles per hour reported in New Braunfels, a wind gust of 43 miles per hour reported in Hondo, and 36 here in San Antonio. These winds are going to stick with us for most of the day, so it is going to be a windy Sunday. That is by far the thing you'll notice most about the weather. But I'll tell you about the work week ahead and when we can expect our next cold front coming up soon. Sarah and Max.
Thank you, Sarah. New this morning, right in the middle of the highway, a driver slamming into a parked vehicle, leaving the driver pinned inside.
Authorities were called out to the city's far west side on Highway 151 near West over Hills around 12:30 this morning, where it took some time for those first responders to rescue that driver.
That's right. Alicia Barrett joining us live downtown with more on the people involved. Good morning, Alicia.
Good morning, Max and Sarah. Well, we know a total of 3 people were involved in this accident, including the driver, but thankfully only 2 of them had to be taken to the hospital. That's the 2 victims, and they had minor injuries, and we know that this morning they're doing much, much better. So this all unfolded around 12:30. We know the driver suspected to be at fault was headed westbound on 151, Highway 151 near Westover Hills, just before 12:30. That's when they rear-ended a black truck that was parked on the shoulder. The cab of that truck, as you can see on the video, was crushed, and the driver of the vehicle ended up going down the grassy median, spinning into the opposite direction. The damage to that vehicle was so serious that first responders had to use the jaws of life to rescue the driver. 2 people were inside the black truck, and again, they're recovering at a local hospital. They have non-life-threatening injuries. This morning, the investigation does continue, however, as authorities suspect that alcohol could be a factor. Now, that hasn't been determined. Charges are pending, and again, that investigation continues. We'll send it back to you.
Thank you, Alicia. A widow is hoping her husband's fatal motorcycle crash encourages others to pay closer attention for motorcyclists on the roadways. 35-year-old Army veteran Chadwick Short died after he was riding along FM 78 and a sedan backed out in front of him, causing a T-bone collision. Short died at the hospital, his wife sharing his memories of how much he loved his country, his family, and riding his motorcycle. She says they just moved to Texas 3 weeks ago.
My husband was so excited to get to Texas. He was so happy because he was going to be able to ride his motorcycle more, was number one. If you don't thoroughly look for a motorcycle, you're failing another family.
No charges are expected to be filed in this crash. Short says she and her family are moving back to Georgia, but are thankful for the love and support they've had in the community of San Antonio.
And a man accused of shooting a DPS trooper east of Waco now dead, the Groesbeck Journal reports. Limestone County Judge Richard Duncan told the Journal 36-year-old DeArthur Pinson Jr. found dead by authorities just yesterday evening. Police say that he died from suicide. The Texas Department of Public Safety issued a blue alert for Pinson Jr. yesterday morning. Officers say Trooper Chad Walker, who was shot, is still recovering in the hospital, still in critical condition. Now to the latest on the COVID front, the United States making major progress with the vaccine distribution. On Friday, the country reporting a record high for shots being administered.
However, officials once again say people must avoid pandemic fatigue. CNN's John Lawrence reports.
This is a medical miracle of modern science that we have with really all 3 of these vaccines.
As more Americans line up for a COVID-19 vaccine, the country gets closer to some semblance of normalcy.
It's nice to be able to socialize and not be stuck in your room by yourself.
Following state guidelines, the Elmcroft senior living community in New Mexico is relaxing restrictions for occupants who are fully vaccinated.
It gives our residents the ability to not only have an inside visitation, but to be able to hug their family members that come visit them or hold hands or touch them in some way, which hasn't happened in over a year.
Although the U.S. is inching toward herd immunity, health officials stress this is not the time to get complacent.
It's not about zero risk. We're not going to be able to get to zero risk, but we can help people to manage their risk and then to try to reduce that risk as much as possible.
More than 36 states are making vaccines available to anyone at least 16 years old.
Every state should do that. Open it up.
This comes as the average number of new COVID-19 cases are rising in 20 states over the last week.
The vast majority of adults have to be vaccinated in order to protect those who are not yet able to receive the vaccine, including our children.
I'm John Lawrence reporting.
And according to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, as of Friday, nearly 80% of doses delivered have been administered.
And here in the Lone Star State, state health officials say more than 1 million first doses of the vaccine will be shipped across Texas this week. Here in Bexar County, we're breaking down the numbers. San Antonio Metro Health, well, their main immunizations clinics are getting 300 doses of Moderna and more than 12,800 doses of Pfizer. University Health System will be getting more than 12,800 doses of Pfizer as well. And UT Health San Antonio, they are going to be receiving about 7,000 doses of Pfizer as well.
And we just want to give you a quick reminder. Starting tomorrow, anyone 80 or older will be able to get a vaccine without an appointment. Seniors can visit the Alamo Dome in the afternoon Monday through Saturday to get the vaccine.
Well, March is Women's History Month, and we know women have been instrumental in the foundation of our city and, of course, in our business community. That is why this morning on GMSA at 8 a.m., Dr. Yvonne Katz from the San Antonio Women's Chamber of Commerce joining us live for our Leading Essay segment. We are set to talk about the Chamber's mission, how they help local students, and how this year has been with our local businesses, and, of course, what comes next. So if you have any questions that you would like asked, you can submit them right now. Just head to the Leading Essay section of KSAT.com.
Happening this week, the San Antonio Humane Society is teaming up with North Shore Animal League America and Purina for the Tour of Life 2021. They say Tour of Life, it's the world's largest national pet adoption event. It's happening all week starting tomorrow through Saturday. Adoption fees will be 50% off all animals. All adopters will get a free dose of flea protection. It is happening at the San Antonio Humane Society at 4804, that address on your screen, Fredericksburg Road. We will have all that information as well on KSAT.com.
And time now, 6:39, 66 degrees out.
Well, still ahead on GMSA, a new movie coming out this week tells the story of a dad who doesn't do anything. The preview of the movie, nothing.
All right, and San Antonio Zoo, proud to be home of yet another amazing animal. Next on GMSA, we're going to introduce you to Jetta the Tiger. Woo. And the role he's going to play in the zoo's species survival plan.
Yeah, Jetta getting a woo from Max.
Fierce. They scare me.
Fierce. I love his name.
Yeah.
66 degrees at 6:40 this morning. It looks calm out there, but it really isn't. It's a little windy. Sarah's Pipe will have a full forecast when we come back.
Good morning, welcome back. San Antonio Zoo is amazing, and it is home to so many exotic animals you don't get to see anywhere else.
I love the zoo. And now the zoo is home to yet another beloved creature that you'll want to check out. Erica Hernandez introduces us to Jetta the Tiger.
The San Antonio Zoo is now home to a new 3-year-old male tiger named Jetta. The tiger actually arrived back in February, was just recently introduced to the public. The tiger came from another zoological facility in Florida and was placed in a 30-day quarantine where staff monitored his health. He was born in August 2017 and was brought to the Alamo City as a part of the species survival plan. In the next few weeks, the zoo staff tells us the 260-pound tiger will get to know his new surroundings at Big Cat Valley and eventually meet the zoo's female tiger. The last time the San Antonio Zoo had tiger cubs was back in 2013. Jetta will provide guests another opportunity to see and learn about endangered species. According to the Association of Zoos and Aquariums, tigers are now thought to occupy less than 7% of their original range and are threatened by habitat loss and degradation, poaching, loss of prey, and other factors. Right now on KSAT.com, you can read more about this story. Erica Hernandez, KSAT 12 News.
Do it. Do it. There we go. Sarah Spivey, a good day to go to the zoo.
Yeah.
Just disgusted.
Yeah, I love you guys so much. It's going to be windy, though, if you do decide to go to the zoo, so plan accordingly. We are seeing some sprinkles out there this morning around San Antonio, but really the big story for now is the winds. 65 degrees. It is cloudy at the airport, and we're already seeing wind gusts of up to 36 miles per hour from the north at the airport. That's on top of a sustained wind at about 20 miles per hour. A wind gust of 43 out near Hondo, 35 in New Braunfels, a wind gust of 33 in Bulverde, and a wider view here, a wind gust of 43. That's the highest on the map I've seen so far out toward Hondo. You can see very clearly where that front is approaching the Texas coast and approaching Corpus Christi, and it just moved through Laredo. Now, wind gusts will still be very gusty through their lunch hour. Wind gusts of up to 35 miles per hour right around lunch. It's not until the later afternoon that we really see our winds start to calm down, and after sunset at 7:50, we're going to pretty much have light and variable winds after midnight, and that'll allow us to actually get pretty cool by the start of our Monday. So all day long, we're going to have to deal with those winds. Temperatures behind the front, not too much cooler than what they were earlier, but you can really feel the lack of humidity out there. It's in the 50s, though, up in Kerrville, 59 degrees, 57 in Rock Springs, 65 in Gonzales, 67 in Kennedy, and 66 in Pleasanton. I want to take a moment here, and I do want to look at the radar because there are a couple of things to pay attention to. Off to the west, we do have a thunderstorm just north of Brackettville. Now, these are non-severe thunderstorms, but just worth noting in Kinney County there. And then toward La Pryor, you're currently getting a thunderstorm at the moment. A wider view here, we'll go ahead and take a trip off to the east toward the coastal plains. Victoria getting some thunderstorms, Hallettsville and in Lavaca County some rain there as well. Earlier in Cuero, though, quite a bit of rainfall, about half an inch of rain in spots out near Cuero. They even had some small hail earlier, but no hail with these storms, so we don't have to worry about that. Taking a look out in Bexar County, though, near Converse and along that eastern edge of 1604, even within Loop 410 toward downtown, a few sprinkles, light rain showers. There's probably a good amount of rain coming down now just to the north of New Berlin. A lot of this happening within the county are sprinkles. A lot of it is evaporating before it even hits the surface, but I do think we're getting at least some showers, if not some moderate rain, just north of New Berlin and toward New Braunfels. We're also seeing some sprinkles across parts of the hill country from Medina Lake up toward Bernie Stage Airfield. Much drier air, though, moving in behind this front. Dew points are in the 30s, and that's why I think a lot of it is evaporating before it hits the surface. So looking at the forecast for the day, going to be windy for the day. We'll be gradually seeing skies clear by the afternoon. We'll have mostly sunny skies by about 5, a high temperature of 74 degrees. Sun will set at 7:50, and that's when we're going to see our winds start to calm down. Temperatures will fall pretty quickly. We'll be in the mid-50s by midnight. Now, looking ahead to the week, nice and dry both today and tomorrow, but we will see higher humidity on Tuesday. Dew points in the 60s on Tuesday. In fact, on Tuesday, we could start off with some areas of drizzle. We'll get another front that'll move through Tuesday night into Wednesday, and that'll help to dry things out, cool things down for us, and make it nice and pleasant for the latter half of the week. So we go from high temperatures in the 80s, upper 80s yesterday, to high temperatures in the 60s on Wednesday and Thursday of this upcoming week. And again, just a few reminders, you could see a few sprinkles this morning, but we're not expecting any more widespread rain around San Antonio until, honestly, that drizzle on Tuesday morning. And even then, that's not going to amount to too much, unfortunately, Max and Sarah.
All right, Sarah Spivey, thank you so much. 6:48, 66 degrees out.
Well, next on GMSA, the preview of a movie about a dad who was left with a feeling of frustration and anger after he did nothing during a break-in. Well, a new action movie opening this week features a seemingly ordinary suburban husband and father hiding a very different past.
That's right. CNN's Rick Damigella has a preview of the movie Nobody.
The character was a dad, and there's a break-in, and he doesn't do anything, and he's left with this residue of frustration and anger. That we use to build out in this character.
He took something from a personal experience and and realized, wait, if I'm feeling like this, a bunch of other people are probably feeling the same way. And then put that inside of a genre film.
This film turned out to be like a super fun film, yo. Like, I didn't know. Like, you don't know what the end result's going to be. You show up, you go to work, and you do the best you can. But me and my family watched this film, and we was cheap.
All right. There it is. 6:54, 66 degrees out.
Now we have some birthdays. This is Leonte. He's 1 year old. One year old.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
And we got Cheeto, 10 years old. Happy birthday. Remember posting those birthday pictures, ksat.com/birthdays. Remember, include a name and an age. We show them every Friday, Saturday, and Sunday right here on GMSA. Look, he's a master gardener just like you.
You know, he's got little marigolds.
A driver was left pinned inside their vehicle after slamming into a parked truck on the highway. Police tell us the driver suspected to be at fault was headed west on 151 near Westover Hills around 12:30 this morning. The driver then rear-ended a black truck parked on the shoulder of the highway. Inside that truck, we know 2 people were inside, a male and a female, and they did have to go to the hospital, but they are listed with non-life-threatening injuries. In the case of the driver, things got a little complicated. The driver was pinned inside the vehicle, and authorities had to use the jaws of life to rescue that driver. As of this morning, police say charges are pending as alcohol evaluations are being done for the driver involved. Reporting Alicia Barrera, KSAT 12 News.
Hey, good morning. Coming up on GMA, the breaking news overnight, severe storms tearing through the south, causing major flash flooding, tornadoes, and powerful winds. We're tracking the storm as the system moves towards the East Coast. Plus, President Biden denouncing those new voting restrictions in Georgia and facing mounting pressure over the crisis at the border. John Carl is here to discuss all of this. And finally, those higher gas prices. What is causing the cost to rise? It's all coming up on GMA. We'll see you soon.
A few light rain showers in and around San Antonio from last night's cold front, but it's very, very windy. Most of the rainfall, significant rainfall, is to the southeast near Victoria and Beeville. Look at these wind gusts. 43-mile-per-hour wind gusts just recorded at the San Antonio International Airport. 38-mile-per-hour wind gusts in Hondo, 35-mile-per-hour wind gusts in New Braunfels. It is going to be windy until after sunset. After sunset, we'll see these winds start to calm down quite a bit. But until then, just expect some of these morning sprinkles, a high temperature of 74 and very windy this Palm Sunday. We'll definitely be seeing the palms sway in this Sunday. Okay. All right. Tomorrow morning, waking up at 48 degrees and a very beautiful Monday. We'll be looking at a high temperature in the upper 70s on Monday. A little bit more humid on Tuesday, but another front Tuesday night, Wednesday morning is going to make things nice and dry for us in the week ahead.
All right, Sarah Spivey, thanks so much. Well, for what it's worth, I laughed.
Thank you. My palm joke.
Yeah,
all right.
I thought it was good. All right, we're going to take an hour-long break for Good Morning America. We have so much coming back here at 8 o'clock. We have Leading SA. We are speaking to a representative of the Women's Chamber of Commerce for San Antonio. We're going to be talking about what the last year's looked like, Women's History Month, and, of course, what comes next.
And also, Alicia Barrera is going to be giving us a preview of a cleaning company who is paying it forward and helping out local other businesses.
All right, and, of course, full forecast.
I'll have your forecast of those wind gusts.
See you here, 8 o'clock.
Some slick spots on the roads with some passing light rain showers across parts of San Antonio, pretty much from a line from Castroville all the way up to New Braunfels, and then again from Medina Lake up to Bernie. But the big story out there right now are the winds. The winds are gusting up to 43 miles per hour at the airport, and it is going to stay windy for us through the day. By about 5 p.m., winds will start to die down a little bit. We'll be at 74 miles per hour, but a very windy Palm. Good morning. I am meteorologist Sarah Spivey, and we are seeing a few isolated showers pretty much from New Braunfels all the way down to Castroville. Now, those rain showers are pretty light. A lot of it is evaporating before it hits the surface, and that's why it looks a little heavier than it actually is. But we are seeing some showers at the airport, some wet roads near Lackland Air Force Base and near Lacoste as well. And then up in the hill country, right along that northwestern corner of Bexar County toward toward Bernie and down toward Bandera, seeing some rain as well. Now, these are all behind a front that's making it very, very windy out there. Wind gusts of up to 43 miles per hour recorded at the airport, and these winds are going to be with us for quite some time today. We'll see them die down in the afternoon and especially after sunset, but skies will gradually clear, low humidity in the afternoon, a high temperature near 74. It's just going to be very windy today. Some light rain making the roads a little damp, especially on the west side of town out toward Castroville. But the big thing out there right now is just how windy it is. Wind gusts of up to 43 miles per hour, and those winds will be with us through sunset.
Live from KSAT 12, Good Morning San Antonio starts right now.
Right now on GMSA at 8 a.m., a man in the hospital after being stabbed by his ex's new boyfriend. What police now know about the suspects involved.
Plus, we are joined by member of San Antonio Women's Chamber of Commerce to talk about the Chamber's mission, how they help local students, and much more in our leading essay segment.
And taking a live look out at the Alamo City, 63 degrees, getting a little chillier out there than how we started the morning, and bursts of wind. We're going to check in with Sarah Spivey in just a few moments. Good morning. 8 o'clock this morning, Sunday, March 28th. Thank you so much for starting your day with us.
Happy Sunday. Thank you so much for waking up with us. And if you step outside, I feel like the wind, it'll wake you up. I don't know, when I stepped out, it was like,
yeah.
I like that. You don't even need the weather, Sarah Spivey. You can just have her do the wind man.
Forecast done. All right. No, it is windy, and in some areas the roads are a little damp, like at the airport where you can see some sprinkles there on the live cam. Now, it's interesting because a lot of this is evaporating before it hits the surface, but as you can see, the roads are still a little damp there along 410 near the airport. And speaking of the airport, here's the current reading: 61 degrees, light rain reported. North winds sustained at 22 miles per hour with gusts up to 30 miles per hour, but we have already seen wind gusts of up to 43 miles per hour at the airport, so it is very windy. But let's talk about the rain for a second. Now, as I mentioned, a lot of this is evaporating before it hits the surface, but there's still a good amount of light rain out there, particularly right along that northern part of Loop 410, right at I-10, right near Almost Park, and at the airport where we just saw that live cam. You can see that there's some rain. There was even a flash of lightning reported up north toward New Braunfels, so I would not be surprised if every now and then we might get a quick rumble of thunder from some of these thunder showers. Now, this one particularly right on the west part of Loop 1604 as you're heading out to Lacoste. It's moving up to the north and to the east. It's going to impact the JBSA Lackland area very shortly, and this is probably some heavier rain as well. So again, this will be moving up to the north and to the northeast, so it'll impact probably the downtown San Antonio area and once again the airport. Elsewhere, we've got some showers near Cotulla, a few flashes of lightning near Cotulla as well, and that front is currently pushing off into the Gulf of Mexico. The big thing you'll notice out there this morning, most of us are not getting rain, some of us are getting rain, but all of us are experiencing the windy conditions. Wind gusts of up to 47 miles per hour in Hondo, up to 30 miles per hour in New Braunfels, up to 30 in Gonzales. So coming up in the forecast, I'll tell you when we can expect for these winds to die down, but it is going to be a pretty windy Sunday all day long. Max and Sarah.
Thank you, Sarah. New this morning, investigators working to figure out what exactly led to a crash that ended with a driver pinned inside their vehicle after slamming into a parked truck on the highway. So this is what we know now. Police tell us the driver suspected to be at fault was actually headed west on 151 near Westover Hills around 12:30 this morning. That's when they rear-ended a truck that was parked on the shoulder of the highway. Inside the truck, two people, a man and a woman, both sent to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. The driver was pinned inside their vehicle. Authorities had used the jaws of life to rescue them. Investigators now working to figure out if alcohol was involved. Right now, charges are still pending.
Also new this morning, San Antonio police are searching for a man and woman they say were involved in an overnight stabbing. According to officers on scene, it happened around 3:30 this morning, the 1900 block of South Marcus. Police say a man stabbed his girlfriend's ex-boyfriend in the stomach following an argument. The victim was treated at the scene before being taken to the hospital. As for the suspects, police say they fled the scene in an old white vehicle, but they expect to make an arrest soon.
Now to the latest on that 7-hour standoff between local law enforcement and a teenager on the city's north side. We are still waiting to get all the information from police on how exactly it ended, but here's what we know so far. It started around 3 p.m. yesterday. Police tell us a 17-year-old teenager barricaded himself at a home in the 1300 block of O'Connor Cove after they say the suspect attacked his mother with a knife. Officers on the scene telling us the teen wanted money from his mother, and when she refused to give him the money, he attacked her. Police say the mother was cut in the shoulder. She managed to safely escape with her other children. That 17-year-old suspect then ran back inside the home, barricading himself from authorities. The standoff ended just before 11 last night. San Antonio police tell us they will be giving an update about what exactly happened later this morning.
A 28-year-old soldier with ties to the Alamo City is dead following a training incident at Army Ranger School in Florida. Specialist James A. Weekends was a student at the 6th Ranger Training Battalion. It's unclear exactly how, but the Airborne and Ranger Training Brigade says he died during the swamp phase of training on Thursday. The Army says the incident is currently under investigation.
Now to the latest on COVID. Our local numbers showing 153 new cases, no new deaths in the last 24 hours. There are 187 people in our local hospitals, 75 in the ICU, 34 of them on ventilators. And a reminder from the city, anyone who is 80 years or older can visit the Alamo Dome in the afternoon, Monday through Saturday, and get a COVID-19 vaccine without even having to make an appointment.
More than 1 million first doses of the COVID-19 vaccine will be shipped across Texas this week. The Texas Department of State Health Services says it will be spread across several providers in 202 counties. The San Antonio Immunizations Clinic will receive 13,000 doses. University Health will receive 12,800 doses of the Pfizer vaccine for week 16, and UT Health San Antonio will get about 7,000 doses.
And we also want to remind you, starting tomorrow, all adults in Texas will be eligible to get that vaccine. Well, March is Women's History Month, and we know women have been instrumental in the foundation of our city and our business community, especially over the last year, which has been trying, to say the least.
That's why Dr. Yvonne Katz from the San Antonio Women's Chamber of Commerce joining us in today's Leading SA segment. Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
Doing well. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. So right off the bat, what is the mission of the San Antonio Women's Chamber of Commerce?
Well, our mission is to promote the business, economic, and leadership development of women. And this mission informed our direction in terms of, number one, rebranding ourselves as the educational chamber years ago, as well as to define 4 major educational programs: our Transformational Leadership Development Program, our Bloomberg Business Program, the Smart Women Program, and our Power Hour Luncheon programs.
Well, you guys have been a charitable and educational organizations. You just talked about some of those programs. Now, what are some more things that you want to know about the charity and how you do outreach with the community?
Well, we provide those 4 programs which outreach to our corporations, to single entrepreneurs who want to retool themselves, uptool themselves in terms of knowledge and leadership development. And so they are able to come in and be parts of those programs. The Transformational Leadership Program is a 6-month-long program. So is the Bloomberg Business Program, and partnership with University of the Incarnate Word. And then our other 2 programs are of lesser time frames, but the Smart Women program helps business women with current business issues as well as professional and personal issues. Like last week, we had Smart Women talk about, the presenters talked about resilience in the stressful times with COVID, and then they added the deep freeze in there too. Our foundation also works to help women in the community. We have the Mayor Emeritus Lila Cockrell Scholarship Program that is scholarshiping 5 non-traditional women through the Alamo colleges to earn their associate's degrees. And these are women who are at least 25 years or older, They're generally single moms. They may be first generation going to college. Life has happened to these women. And so we're helping them to get their associate's degree. This program's been in effect for 1.5 years, and we've had 3 women graduate so far. And they all 3 are continuing in a 4-year university getting their bachelor's degrees. We also have our annual gala that the foundation provides, and that identifies and honors women leaders in San Antonio, our women veterans, and our money that we earn from that gala and from our golf tournament each year helps to fund these scholarships for the women. We also have our charity of choice that we select a charity each year through a major process with our board and with our membership, and we give $10,000 each year to that charity. We had a tie 2 years ago in the vote, so we said, well, let's go with the 2, and then the pandemic hit, so we're leaving those 2 in for 2 years, the Girl Scouts of Southwest Texas and SA Threads, and so each year, the last 2 years, we've given each of them $5,000 to help with all of their programs.
All right, Dr. Katz, last question for you. We know the last year has been difficult for the business community, to say the least. So what are some of the experiences? You alluded to, obviously, the shutting down of businesses and the deep freeze. So what has that been like, and what comes next?
Well, we have really been helping our women members to upscale their skills, retool themselves if they need to. We know that this pandemic has really hit women the hardest across the United States, and particularly our women of color. And so we are really working to help them put new tools in their toolkits in terms of leadership, skills, in terms of best practices in their businesses through our educational programs. You know, this last week was the National Equal Pay Day, March the 24th, and that is when women will make the same amount. It takes that long for women to make the same amount each year as their male counterparts. It's been said that it'll be 2059 before women make the exact same per day, per month as their male counterparts. So we have a lot to do with dealing with the pay gap that women in San Antonio and throughout the country have to deal with. So again, we are working very hard. We know that what we have learned through the pandemic are things that we would like to see continue. So we're helping our businesses and corporations to understand, you know, that women have had to do everything during this pandemic. They not only are working from home, they're teachers of their children at home, they're loving wives, they're cleaning the house, they're taking care of aging parents that they can maybe only talk to or visit FaceTime. So it's been extremely stressful. And we know that the telecommuting that has taken place, the flexible hours, if they did go into the office, or flexible hours at home working, or a hybrid of these, are 2 major pieces, 3 major pieces that we want to help corporations assess and hopefully keep for their women workers, female workers.
Well, Dr. Katz, thank you so much for your time and everything that your organization has done for local women in our community. Thank you so much.
Thank you, and thanks for honoring our women during Women's History Month. Thank you so much.
Thank you. We appreciate you being with us. 8:13, 62 degrees out.
Well, a teen gets a second chance at walking thanks to new technology. Still ahead on GMSA, details about the new hospital program making it possible.
Plus, Botham John's life being honored 2 years after being killed from the hands of a former police officer. We're going to explain how he's being honored.
A lesson in corporate responsibility inspires several veteran-owned businesses to give back to the community. Just ahead on GMSA, how the Boys and Girls Club on the city's west side is benefiting from this effort.
Taking a look outside, we saw with Alicia, you could see the wind blowing her hair there, so it's a little windy out. 62 degrees. Sarah Spivey will have our forecast when we come back.
Good morning, welcome back, and happy Sunday. Businesses in the area sharing kindness through cleaning.
This morning on the city's west side, the Boys and Girls Club is the latest subject of the campaign Clean It Forward that was started a few years ago by the San Antonio company Good as New Exterior Cleaning.
Alicia Barrett joining us live from the west side with more on the campaign and how the community can get involved. Good morning, Alicia.
Good morning. Well, it's a little chilly. It's raining, so the community can maybe help by bringing some tacos and coffee for these guys. But on a serious note, this is all volunteer based, so really they're so thankful for their employees who have stepped up this morning. And another way that the community can actually get involved is by simply nominating any nonprofits that they feel are worthy of this cause. And I want you to meet Craig Lightcap. He's the owner of Good as New Exterior Cleaning and the founder of this campaign. And every month for the last few years, he, along with other businesses and even competitors, have joined forces to help a nonprofit through cleaning. He says it's a way to pay it forward. And this time they're partnering with Right Way Cleaning out of Bernie. And for the month of March, they will be helping the Boys and Girls Club here on San Antonio's west side. They'll be here for about 5 or so hours, and he says that this is actually the most enjoyable part of his business as he owes it to his community for all they've given him.
We're going to be cleaning the Boys and Girls Club out here. We're going to be doing all the sidewalks. They look pretty bad right now. They need some attention, and we're also going to do all the windows on the exteriors just to make the building pop and look good. The main goal is just inspire everybody to get involved, just to give back. I mean, as a business owner, the community supports us, and in my opinion, we're obligated to give back. We need to support the community that supports us.
So if you know of an organization that needs some help or just want to send them your thank yous for helping the community, take a picture of your screen. You can visit the website pressurewashsa.com. You want to include the name of the organization you're nominating, why you're nominating them, and a good contact number or email. And as for today's service, yes, it is starting to rain over here, but Craig says that they're going to keep going. They're doing some power washing for the sidewalks to make them look good as new, and then they're going to be focusing a lot of their efforts to take that grime off the windows after a lot of wind, a lot of years of not being cleaned. Reporting live from the city's west side, Alicia Barrera, KSAT 12 News.
All right, thank you so much. You heard it from Alicia. Not great out there.
Yeah, it's windy and there are areas of rain, but the rain is not going to last all day, so we won't have to worry about that. Here's a look outside at the airport. You can see that 410 there is a little damp. Now, a lot of places still are not getting any rain, and a lot of places are actually going to miss out on the rainfall totally. But other than that, we're seeing winds gusty for just about everyone. Winds from the north at the airport at 25, gusting up to 40 miles per hour. So let's go ahead and talk about the radar right now. There are a few flashes of lightning. A lot of these thunder showers are elevated, meaning that there's a good layer of dry air right below them. And so some of these look heavier than they actually are, so keep that in mind. But up toward New Braunfels, there was a flash of lightning. There's some rain from Garden Ridge down to Live Oak and even down to the airport, as we just saw in that tower camera view. And then near Leon Valley, a flash of lightning there with some heavier rain right along I-10 inside of Loop 410 down to JBSA Lackland. And I say heavier rain because, again, so a lot of this is evaporating before it hits the surface, so we're probably dealing with more moderate rainfall rather than heavy rain for these areas in this red color here out toward JBSA Lackland. But the thunder showers themselves are still tall enough to produce a few flashes of lightning and a few rumbles of thunder, and so that's probably what you're hearing out there if you are hearing any thunder and seeing some lightning. Then right along 35 toward Pearsall, you can see another flash of lightning there, and east of La Pryor, just to the north of Uvalde, some sprinkles there as well. Out to the coastal plain, we've got some storms south of Galveston. This is where that front is now. It's just pushed through into the Gulf of Mexico. And as I mentioned, if you're not getting any rain, you are definitely seeing the windy conditions. Winds are sustained at the airport at 25 miles per hour from the north, sustained at 21 at Stinson. And a wider view here, we can see sustained winds of 32 miles per hour in Hondo. And so these wind gusts are really impressive. We're seeing a wind gust of 40 miles per hour at the airport. We've already seen a wind gust of 43 at the airport, a wind gust of up to 47 at Hondo. And so that patio furniture, if it's loose or light, you might be fishing for it. The good news is by the evening, we'll see our wind gusts taper off. But until then, we're still going to have wind gusts of 40 to 45 miles per hour through about noon. And then in the afternoon, a wind gust of up to 30 miles per hour is possible. And after sunset, that's when our winds will finally become light and variable. So we're going to be stuck with the winds all day. It is bringing in some drier air from the north. So once the rain stops, it's going to be a pretty pleasant day and skies will gradually clear. Temperatures are in the upper 50s, low 60s now. The coastal communities could still get some rain today, but after this morning's rain showers and thunder showers, we will be seeing clearing skies, a high temperature near 74 this afternoon. And again, it will not be as breezy in the evening hours. Reminder that tomorrow is going to be a beautiful day after a cold start. Muggy on Tuesday with our next front Wednesday morning.
All right, Sarah Spivey, thank you so much. 8:23, 62 degrees out.
Go Spurs, go!
Go Spurs, go! Big win last night. We're gonna have the highlights later in the show.
Plus, the San Antonio teen is getting back on his feet, literally, after the break. Details about the new technology helping severely injured children have a shot again at walking. Welcome back. 16-year-old Ernie Martinez landed a unique opportunity at the University's hospital after he was paralyzed in a car accident during the winter storm, and now he's already standing on his feet.
It really is an amazing story. So this week he was finally discharged from the rehab center thanks to an incredible piece of technology. Dr. Jeannie Harden, the director of the University Hospital's pediatric inpatient rehab unit, says it is the only center of its kind in South Texas allowing severely injured children to wear a machine Ernie called the exoskeleton.
It allows patients to stand and walk, which stretches Ernie's muscles and puts pressure on his bones, preserving bone health.
Wow, wishing Ernie so much luck going forward. That is amazing. Time now 8:27, 62 degrees out.
Well, still ahead in our next half hour, the latest on the Derek Shovin trial and what can be expected during opening statements tomorrow.
Plus, SAPD Chief McManus says the department will not release body camera footage of a deadly shooting. We have the details next. Good morning, welcome back, and happy Sunday. I'm Max Massey.
And I'm Sarah Acosta. And Sarah Spivey, we have a little bit of a weather situation.
Well, we have windy conditions and we have a thunderstorm or two out there right now, but no severe weather, so we don't have to worry about that. This is just some healthy rain for some folks that really need the rainfall. Most of us, unfortunately, will miss out on the rain, but this picture at the airport kind of totally describes what is happening. So you can see that the roads are wet at the airport along 410 there. You can even see a few raindrops and the sun trying to shine through the clouds. We are going to see the sun today, but at the airport, there was just a strike of lightning reported near the airport. It's 61 degrees and it is windy. Winds are from the north at 25, gusting up to nearly 40 miles per hour. And we've already recorded a 40 mile per hour wind gust earlier this morning. So let's go ahead and take a quick check of the radar. First, we'll look at this ongoing thunder shower that's just inside of Loop 410, right between Alamo Heights, downtown San Antonio, and GMSA Lackland. You can see that there is a flash of lightning there indicated on the radar. We are not worried about severe weather again, just a good healthy drink of water for those who live within Loop 410 on the north side of downtown San Antonio. And then along close to 35 down to Divine, we've also seen a few strikes of lightning and some moderate rainfall at times there too. But we are very, very windy. Winds everywhere have really picked up from the north since that front has moved through overnight. Look out toward Hondo. A wind gust of up to 47 miles per hour recorded out there. Now, this is bringing in drier air. It's actually elevating these thunder showers a little bit. And so even though it looks pretty intense on the radar, at best, we're probably just getting moderate rain in some spots. So here's a look at today's forecast. We're going to keep a chance for isolated rain through about 10 o'clock. It's going to be windy, and we'll see skies clear in the afternoon. 74 for the high. Winds will eventually taper off in the evening hours, but it's going to be a pretty windy day throughout the day. So not a great morning for golf, with some flashes of lightning out there and wind gusts of up to 40 miles per hour. I'll be back with a look at your work week forecast and an updated look at the radar coming up soon. Sarah?
Thank you, Sarah. Well, in your latest news this morning, a man is accused of shooting and injuring a DPS trooper has been found dead. According to DPS, 36-year-old DeArthur Pinson Jr.'s body was found yesterday evening. His death an apparent suicide, according to police. A manhunt for Pinson began after he allegedly shot Trooper Chad Walker Friday night near Mejia, Texas. That's just west of Waco. East of Waco. Walker was called to assist a stranded driver Friday night close to the intersection of U.S. Highway 84 near Mejia. That driver was Pinson, whose vehicle was parked on the shoulder of the roadway when Walker arrived. But before Walker could even stop, Pinson got out of his vehicle with a handgun and fired multiple rounds through the trooper's windshield, striking him in the head and the stomach. DPS says Pinson then returned to his vehicle, grabbed a backpack, and ran into the woods. Trooper Walker was taken to the hospital, where he remains in critical condition.
Back here at home, San Antonio Police Chief William McManus says the department will not release body camera footage of the deadly shooting outside the South Park Mall that happened back in January. Chief McManus says the department's homicide commander and a representative from his office actually met with the mother of the man who was shot and killed, provided her with the chance to review the body camera footage. However, before viewing the video, she had told police she had already seen enough footage of the shooting on TV and social media, and by watching the body camera footage, it would, quote, cause her great distress.
A widow is hoping her husband's fatal motorcycle crash encourages others to pay closer attention for motorcyclists on the roadways. 35-year-old Army veteran Chadwick Short died after he was riding along FM 78 after a sedan backed out in front of him, causing a T-bone collision. Short died at the hospital, his wife sharing his memories of how much he loved his country, his family, and riding his motorcycle. She says they just moved to Texas 3 weeks ago. No charges are expected to be filed in this crash. Short says she and her family are moving back to Georgia, but are thankful for the love and support they've had in the community of San Antonio. When your morning headlines, opening statements for the trial of Derek Chauvin are expected to begin tomorrow.
That's right. ABC's Kenneth Moten has more about the former Minneapolis police officer now charged with killing George Floyd.
Some are calling it the trial of the century, sparked by a deadly police encounter that obviously sparked a lot of anger and ignited a racial reckoning. The world has seen this video over and over again, and tomorrow it will be at the center of the trial of Derek Chauvin, who faces charges of manslaughter, second-degree murder, and third-degree murder. The former Minneapolis police officer seen kneeling on George Floyd's neck for 9 minutes. The black man handcuffed and face down in the street. Police originally called to that scene because Floyd was suspected of passing a counterfeit $20 bill. Floyd's death on May 25th set off protests and rioting in Minneapolis, and that outrage over police brutality against black people spread across this country. Chauvin and 3 other officers at the scene were fired. Those 3 pleaded not guilty to lesser charges and are set to go on trial in August. Tomorrow, 14 jurors are expected to be seated. That number includes alternates. Of the 14, 8 are white, 6 are people of color, and they'll begin listening to opening statements. Prosecutors are expected to lay out what they consider the improper restraint of George Floyd. Chauvin's defense will try to create doubt about the cause of Floyd's death. This trial could last a month. Strict COVID protocols will also be in place tomorrow, so this will be a trial like we've never seen before.
In Dallas, a street that includes the police headquarters as well as the Southside Flats has been named after a man killed by a former Dallas police officer. The Flats are the apartment complex where Botham Jean lived and lost his life at the hands of Amber Geiger back in 2018. The official name, Botham Jean Boulevard.
On the other side of the world in Egypt, 2 additional tugboats are speeding to Egypt's Suez Canal to aid efforts to free a skyscraper-sized container ship wedged for days across the crucial waterway. The massive ship that carries cargo between Asia and Europe got stuck Tuesday in a single-lane stretch of the canal. Traffic through the canal valued at over $9 billion a day has been halted, further disrupting a global shipping network already strained by the coronavirus pandemic. Egypt's Suez Canal, 2 tugboats are in that route to try to help that situation. Well, back here at home on the city's west side, the Boys and Girls Club is getting some much needed care.
That's right. 2 cleaning companies teaming up to provide a free exterior wash as part of the Clean It Forward campaign, and they want to help more nonprofits as well.
Alicia Barrera is live from the Boys and Girls Club with more on today's efforts. Good morning, Alicia.
Good morning. Well, the rain has calmed down, so that makes it better, not only for us, but for the guys cleaning here. It's the company, the company Good As New Exterior Cleaning. They actually launched this campaign about 1.5 years ago, but the owner, Craig Lightcap, says it's something he's actually wanted to do since he began. Today, they'll be focusing their efforts on cleaning sidewalks and cleaning windows to make the Boys and Girls Club of San Antonio Westside building pop. This is something they do every month, and this is how it works. Through their website, Good As New Exterior Cleaning receives nominations to help. They choose one nonprofit a month and book them for a day. And then all the businesses involved do this free of charge. Giving back, according to Lightcap, is part of the corporate responsibility, and it's actually a lesson he learned years ago from his business law professor. The team today has about 5 power rigs and hope to knock out this project in the next 4 to 5 hours.
As we started to grow, I had employees, and most of my employees are combat veterans, and they have that drive to give back also. So they started getting involved and doing it for free. The main goal is just inspire everybody to get involved, just to give back. I mean, as a business owner, the community supports us, and in my opinion, we're obligated to give back. We need to support the community that supports us.
I love that lesson of corporate responsibility. So if you know of a deserving nonprofit that's in need of a good cleaning, you can visit the website listed on your screen. That's pressurewashsa.com. You want to include the name of the organization, why you're nominating them, and a good contact number or email. They hope that the Clean It Forward campaign not only inspires other businesses to perhaps get involved in this campaign or maybe start one of their own that's similar, but that the kids, when they come back tomorrow afternoon, they see that their sidewalks are clean, the windows are nice and clear, and they take a sense of pride in their community. Reporting from the city's west side, Alicia Barrera, KSAT 12 News.
All right, thank you so much, Alicia. 8:41, 62 degrees out.
Well, still ahead, a couple together at last. We'll show you the heartwarming reunion between them and the hug, more than a year in the making.
And big win for the Spurs. We're going to explain what comes next.
Sarah Spivey will talk about some of this rain that's happening across our city when we come back.
Good morning, welcome back. Go Spurs, go. Big win last night. Spurs beating the Bulls. Next up tomorrow night, 7:30, AT&T Center. This first of 2 games. Spurs taking on the Sacramento Kings. All right, let's talk to Sarah Spivey. A lot going on.
Yeah, we actually have a thunderstorm that's working its way through the wind crest area that is producing some small hail. Now, not severe sized hail. In order to be considered severe, it has to be the size of quarters or greater. But anything smaller than that, particularly the pea-sized hail that's occurring near the wind crest area, is not going to do any damage. So we're not worried about severe weather. So I want to make sure that everyone understands that. But you can see that there are some lightning strikes there indicated over near the Live Oak area and near Garden Ridge, and that tiny little area of purple. We'll go ahead and zoom into it. It is just to the north and east of Windcrest, right near Windrock Drive. I wouldn't be surprised if those folks are seeing some pea-sized hail, potentially even slightly larger than pea-sized hail there, just to the east of 35 and just outside of Loop 410 near Windcrest. Again, it might get a little loud with that pea-sized hail falling, but again, we're not worried about severe weather. If we put a track on that, it'll be close to that 1604 corridor on the northeast side of town, right at around 8:52. So just within the next 5-10 minutes or so, and close to Schertz at about 9 o'clock. Again, pea-sized hail is possible, and we have a viewer confirmation of that pea-sized hail right near the wind crust area. Elsewhere, we're seeing some good moderate rain near North St. Mary's and 281, as well as in the Alamo Heights area, and a flash of lightning just on the western edge of Loop 1604 here, just to the west of GMSA Lackland, and some moderate rain there as well near the Lytle area, a flash of lightning too. Behind that, off to the west, we do have some streamer showers out near La Pryor, Eagle Pass, Cotulla, also seeing some streamer shower activity. And then across our coastal plain, still some lingering showers from the front. Now, the front has moved through. It's just that we are seeing some of these lingering showers and a few thunder showers out there. And you can tell the front has moved through by just how windy it is. Winds are from the north at about 25 miles per hour sustained, gusts of up to 40 miles per hour. We've already seen a gust of up to 43 miles per hour at the airport. Look at Hondo, a wind gust of 47 miles per hour out there. Today is going to be windy. After this rain comes to an end, we're going to continue to see the winds throughout the rest of the day. Here's a look at the futurecast wind gusts. Even after lunch, we're still going to see wind gusts of up to 30-35 miles per hour. And then into the late evening hours, we'll finally start to see our winds subside, and it'll be light and variable by about midnight. Now, behind this front, temperatures are cooler, not necessarily cold, but we are in the 50s up in Kerrville, 61 at the airport, 61 in New Braunfels, 64 in Hondo, and 64 in Uvalde. We've got dry air at the surface, and that dry air is going to make it feel really nice in the afternoon. We will see skies clear after noon, and it'll be sunny, 74 degrees. Remember, it's going to stay gusty in the afternoon. It's in the later afternoon and evening hours that we'll see those winds die down, and temperatures will be in the 50s, 57 at midnight, and by tomorrow morning we'll be waking up in the 40s. So nice and dry today, tomorrow, but by Tuesday we'll have more mugginess, potentially even some drizzle with dew points in the 60s. And then another front is going to move through on Wednesday morning. This one's going to be a little dry, only a 20% chance for an isolated shower, but temperatures will take a drop. Our highs will be back into the 60s on Wednesday and Thursday. I'll continue to keep an eye on that storm that's producing some pea-sized hail around the wind crust area and pushing off northeast to Schertz. Sarah and Max.
All right, Sarah Spivey, thank you so much. Just about 8:50, 63 degrees out.
Well, 2 years ago, a mental health pilot program began at South San ISD. Since then, the program has expanded. Tomorrow on GMSA, how organizers are able to help more students and their families.
Oh, there you go. Hey, Roberta. Hey, hi there.
This is how Francis Doron has greeted his wife Roberta every morning for the past year.
I see you got your angel hat on. That's beautiful. I like that one.
Only able to connect through daily FaceTime calls. Francis at home, Roberta now living at this nursing home in Chula Vista, California. The pandemic has kept them apart.
That'd been a long time since we held hands. I went there every day. I saw her from 6:30 in the morning to 6 at night, 7 days a week.
The separation increasingly hard.
Yeah, because she's losing her memory more often because I'm not there.
Okay.
Remember, I love you very much, okay?
Then, a major development this past week. Those virtual visits were about to get real.
I can hold her hand, and I think they said I might be able to hug her a little bit. So I'm hoping that once I get to see her more often, we can bring her memory back.
Both fully vaccinated, leading to an emotional reunion. Roberta recognizing her husband. Francis giving his wife of 72 years that long-awaited hug.
To show that how happy I am to see you again, be able to come and visit you at least for a little while.
Hopeful about the future, hand in hand again.
Things aren't that bad. There is a light at the end of the tunnel.
In the news you need to know before you go, San Antonio police are searching for a man and woman they say are involved in an overnight stabbing. According to officers, it happened around 3:30 in the morning, the 1900 block of South Marcos. Police say a man stabbed his girlfriend's ex-boyfriend in the stomach following an argument. The victim was taken to the hospital. Police say the suspect fled the scene in an old white vehicle.
Still seeing some thunder showers around the KSAT 12 viewing area, one near Converse, Cibolo, and the Schertz area. Plenty of lightning with that, maybe even some pea-sized hail as well. And then on the southwest side near Von Ormy and Lytle seeing some flashes of lightning. These are moving to the north and to the east. They'll gradually push out of our area. Not everybody is going to see rain, but everybody is experiencing the windy conditions. Winds are gusting from the north up to about 35 to 40 miles per hour. Those winds are going to be with us through the afternoon. We're going to gradually see skies clear in the afternoon, low humidity and 74, and the 7-day forecast looks pretty good. We'll be back to a humid day on Tuesday before another front Wednesday morning.
All right, Sarah Spivey, thank you so much. Thank you for watching. Have a great rest of your Sunday.
Have a good Sunday.